Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Hanif. I'm your host, and I'm doing this webinar, and there's an amazing turnout. And first of all, thank you very much for attending this webinar. And most importantly, and I make a humble request from all of you to turn everything off. Make sure that you are paying full attention. This is going to be packed, and this is groundbreaking technology, and you make sure that you don't miss this because you haven't understood me. I know I have a little bit of accent, but that is no excuse for you to playing with your iPhone, with your smartphone, with other gadget around you while you are in this webinar. Take a pen and paper, make sure that you take a good notes, and then once you finish the webinar, go back to that note, and this webinar will be recorded and it will be available on my YouTube channel. You can go and check it out. So let me just give you a little background check before I start this presentation. My name is Hanif Mohammadi, and I heard about this technology late 2014. And you know, all the unsuccessful people, they have to see it before they can believe it. But a lot of successful people, they see things first before they can believe. And I was one of those person who actually wants to see things first before they can believe. And luckily, in 2014, I said no to this, and in 2016, one of my friend, she actually come back to me and says, "Hey, don't be dumb. Come in Berlin and check out this technology. It is going to be in a technology show." And believe me, I was amazed. I was amazed, and I was so thankful. At this time, already getting into the business, and I had a little bit of success. And I said, I want to go out and check and make sure that I understand this. When I went there, I was blown away. And again, I had to take a very cautionary step. So I went there, look at the technology, all fine, everything good, and I've just become an investor. So I waited for another 8 months and see how the technology is progressing. I'm hearing all the news and what's happening in India and what's happening at the other countries. Other countries are interested in technology, and eventually things got into a very exciting stage. And I said, man, I have to promote this. I have to give it to the people that they really deserve it. Tonight, whoever invited you here in this webinar, you are special to that person. Say a very thank you to that person. If you are seeing this on YouTube, again, you should thank me for this because you come across this technology and it has a potential to change your life forever, not just your life, your generation's life. And I mean it when I say this. Let's have a look at this technology. It is a groundbreaking technology. Before we start to the actual technology, how the technology works and everything and what is for you, let's just establish a couple of facts. The man behind this technology is Anatoly Yuniski. Dr. Anatoly Yuniski is a civil engineer, and he has so many headed so many different projects. Two of those projects was from the UN. Of course, he was born in Russia. For those of you who are anti-Russian, maybe you just put that aside and just think about the technology and the opportunity, not thinking, oh, geopolitical. Again, business technology doesn't understand geopolitics. Okay. Also, he's been a member of Russian Federation cosmonaut, and he's been an author of more than 140 different inventions. This guy, just compare him to Nikola Tesla, probably. That's probably too bold, but that's the reality. And he's been an author of 18 books, over 200 scientific paper is published. You can check it out, and you can go to his blog and access all the paper, the invention he actually carried out. And most importantly, he is the inventor and a general designer of this fundamentally new technology. And also, he is the CEO of Skyway companies. There's a couple of companies actually how this corporate is structured for an obvious reason. Of course, on his name, there are so many different certificates from the UN, from Russian federations, from so many other places that he has been awarded the certificate for his achievement, for his contribution toward the scientific community, toward the invention. So I hope you guys hear me. Just give me one if you're hearing me. Excellent. I see a lot of ones there. Okay, he's the scientist and he is the CEO of the company, but he is not a businessman to actually take this out in the world and give it to the world. So he was lucky that he met this young entrepreneur, investors, and also in the past he's been a network marketer. So in 2014, when they actually meet together, they struck an agreement together, a partnership, that they would form Skyway Investment Group. So the man behind this is Andrei Khedrotov. Of course, he owned the Academy of Investment, Private Academy of Investment, and Unitsky owns the Skyway technology. So the combination of two creates the Skyway Invest Group. And that is how they're raising funds for the technology, to make sure the technology is funding through people, not through big investors, through people. All of this technology development is actually happening right now with people's money. People are co-owning this technology. And that is the great thing about this, because there is not a single big entity owning this. This is a company, a technology for the money, not for the few. And that is very important for you to remember. And also, if you're looking for this at the first time, you should really take part into this and change your future. So why do we need a Skyway? And that is a fundamental question you should ask yourself. Is there a need for this? Is this product going to be marketed into the mass, or is it going to be just a product that's going to sit on the shelf? And the reason we need this is because of the global challenge we're facing. It doesn't matter which part of the world you are, we have an environmental disaster happening right now everywhere. Because of the environmental disaster, because of the air pollution, the climate change. I mean, for God's sakes, like, the climate change is so rapidly happening around the world now. Recently, what happened, like an island being destroyed completely because of what happened in as a tornado. And then of the noise, the war, and all this thing is related to the environment, and it has an adverse effect on us, on human, in terms of diseases, accidents, noise, and vibration. You just name it. All of this are man-made, and for that reason, we do need a Skyway. If you add the cost of environment and the cost of humanity, it is enormous. Not just to mention the cost of fuels, of transportation goes up and up and up. It only goes in one direction, despite the crude oil prices dropping, but the actual price, refined price, is going up. And then a lot of wars are because of the energy, because of the resource, and that is why we need Skyway. And this is a fundamental challenge, and it will be a challenge, and it will remain a challenge. So this should be familiar to anyone. Doesn't matter you're from poor country, rich country, and this is global. From air traffic problem, from train problem, from gridlocked motorway, from train crashes, from car crashes, from air pollution, from ships and tankers spilling crude oils and dumping their rubbish into the ocean and killing millions of animals. That is worldwide. It is not specific, and it is not localized, and that is why we need this new fundamental technology, and that's why Skyway is here, to save the environment and to save the humanity and to save the planet. wow, that video was super, super exciting. Every time I watch that video, I'm getting really exciting to see that things are happening and things are moving in the right direction. So this is how it all began in 2001. We actually took the idea from 1978 and implemented to validate that idea. That is the first thing in engineering you do. You validate the idea. Is your idea valid? The same thing with business. So you can't just fully run with your idea if you're not finding that you cannot validate your idea. So you could see how primitive the design is and how primitive the structure is. So old engineering, old Soviet engineering, and everything is the same. And we gone from this in 2001 to this in 2017. As you can see, we've gone from the early mobile phone design, if you can remember, like a solid brick, into this sleek design, like a curvy sleek design. And that is the difference. And that's why I'm so excited about this. So of course, all of these things would not happen without having an Eco Technopark. All of these things actually built here in Eco Technopark. It is located in Minsk, Belarus. So this Eco Technopark serving a couple of things: design, engineering, documentations, validations, um, certification. Everything will happen in this Eco Technopark. To complete this beautiful Eco Technopark, we need $220 million from beginning to the end. So out of the 220, according to the information, 70% is completed. The park is 70% complete. So as you can see, this line on the video is already built. The cable line is already built. The other line is already, that line is already built as well. So what is missing from this is this line. So once we install this line, which is 15 kilometers, that's long line, 15-kilometer line, then we are 100% complete. So this Eco Technopark will serve as a demo as well. So people from different countries come along and spend some time in Eco Technopark, learn about technology, learn about the system, and eventually they decide if this technology can solve their problem before they take it to their country. So this really serves as an educational purpose as well for the people coming and learning about the technology. In fact, it's already done a good job. A lot of people come later on, you will see in the webinar, a lot of people come and actually look at the technology and also look at the technology, the way it runs, and they kind of liked it. And that is why we having this part. And this is a crucial part of the technology before we go to commercialization. This is a quick summary of the technology. All of the things you see here, there are four type of transport system we offer. So we're looking from the right of the screen, looking at the screen to the left. All of these things have a few things in common, which we have to take note of. They are designed to be eco-friendly because they are using less energy, 20 times compared to conventional transport. They are producing less noise and vibration, and they are a very, very safe mode of transportation. And also they are damaging less damage to environment in terms of, because there is minimal land requirement for this. So you don't have to put a lot of tar on the surface to make sure that nothing grows on that and is creating a lot of flat. The land is reusable, and that is the most important part of this technology, because you are saving a lot of surface that the grass, trees can grow, as well as animal can use it. But at the same time, you can use that space for transportation. So we're looking from Unibike. Unibike is designed for two people. This is mainly for recreational purpose, that you can install this into a park. Imagine Sahara Park, that you can traveling above the ground and you have an aerial view from the bottom. This is, you can design it either by electric battery, or you can use human muscles to actually pedal it. The maximum speed of this is around 150 kilometers, sorry, 120 kilometers. And then we have cargo transport. This is, in fact, one of the most profitable project. Just imagine that you don't really need to build very expensive port. You can bring the ship in the middle of the ocean, and then you use this system to actually transport cargo back and forth from the ocean, or you connect the mine into refineries, or you connect waste center into a processing center. All sorts of possibilities that can give you. And at the same time, you can build this on the top of the existing infrastructure. You don't have to create the new things. to actually have access to that sort of thing. And then on the other side, we're looking at urban skyway. This is designed for cities, cities that you can do up to 200 kilometers distance wise. Uh, this is designed for carrying people, so relieving the pressure from the existing transport system, as well as creating completely new transport system. So again, the speed for this is up to 500 kilometers an hour. Of course, for the cargo, you can travel up to 500 kilometers an hour. So ultimately, is the high-speed train which we haven't built yet. So all the other technology I talked about, they are built, they are running, they're just waiting for certification. So this is where you're linking cities that are quite far apart. Just imagine that you link London to Berlin, and then you can do that almost within 2 hours. And then there is no need for the flying, because London to Berlin would take more than 2 hours by the time you actually go from your house to the airport, to the other airport, and then to your destination. So with this, you can actually go way quicker than that. So you don't have to be an hour early to the airport. As long as you're in, uh, yeah, as long as you're in the train station, you can get in the train, you're good to go. So again, this is can do up to 500 kilometers an hour. And this is designed for a long distance, a distance up to 10,000 kilometers. And of course, Berlin to London is about 1,000 kilometers, but not 10,000 kilometers. The question you should be asking yourself, is there any other companies who's trying to do the same thing as Skyway? Of course, there are other companies. We have 3 other companies at least who are involved highly to bring a technology that they are safe, that they are fast, that you can build them cheaply. But unfortunately, they are not cheap. So if you look at the other technology, we have magnetic levitation. So if you look at this column, we have magnetic levitation. This is long been in the market, as there is in a couple of countries under the name of bullet train. And then we have Hyperloop, and then we have Skytrain. Hyperloop is not one company. There's a concept. I think there's 2-3 companies at least pursuing the idea. But right now, not a lot has been done. Not a lot has been offered to the world. And Skytrain is, I believe, an Israeli company with the help of NASA. They're trying to create, again, magnetic cushioning. When it comes to the speed, they're all doing good speed except Skytrain. In terms of safety, they're all high except Hyperloop, because Hyperloop is bullet train inside vacuum. Literally, if something happens, that the chance of you survive is very low. And ultimately is the cost per kilometer, which is going to be determine the mass adoption of this technology. If you look at the Skyway, need 3 to 8 million kilometer per 3 to 8 million per kilometers, depend when you build, of course. And then for the other technology, for this 2 technology, Hyperloop and magnetic levitation, you need 100 plus million dollar for 1 kilometers of line. Very expensive, and that's why they never been adopted hugely. And for Skytrain, of course, is moderately cheap, 6 million. 6 million. They're all eco-friendly. All of them are here for that purpose. And the most important part of this cost analysis or competitor analysis is, where can you build them? Where are they adoptable? If you look at all the other technologies, you can only build them on flat ground. And for Skytrain is designed to be on flat ground within the city. But for Skyway, it doesn't matter what sort of ground geography you have. It doesn't matter. It is land, river, sea. You can build them as long as you can put the base. You can build this technology. Of course, the distance between the base can be from 50 meters up to 1,000 meters as well. So imagine that you're connecting the river, a very wide river. You don't really need to put the base in the river. You can put on the 2 sides of the river, and you can build this technology, and it can work very well. The sort of terrain or inclination it can do up to 30%. So one of the projects they are doing in India is quite hilly and mountainous, and they actually studied that you can do up to 30% inclination. That is the first commercialized project within the next 2 to 3 months. So there is a lot of actually coverage right now in India regarding this technology, and the official from the government come and said, yes, we are building this technology within the next 2 to 3 months. Right now we go through the formalities of the project. So this is where everything in terms of roadmap is happening. So if you look at 1978, the idea was born. Of course, 2001, it was validated and improved. In 2014, the engineering started happening. And this is what I actually heard about it late 2014. And I said no to this technology. Between 2014 and 2015, a lot of engineering work took place. 2015, the construction of the site, the ecotechno part, start happening. And as you can see how early it was when people started jumping into this technology, and they got a lot of pre-IPO shares. I can tell you that, because they took the majority of the risk compared to us, compared to you guys coming right now and watching this video. In 2016, I personally jumped myself there because I saw the model, a workable model, but it was not running at the time. So between 2016 and 2016, a lot had happened in terms of they had to build the technology, and they have to actually make sure that this technology is operational, it can work. And they done that successfully. And right now we are on stage 10. We are on month October 2017. And what's happening at stage 10 is the technology is going through the certification. Certification is going to be quite complex in terms of system, in terms of the technology. Is the technology designed to the specifications of the design? Is the technology designed to the specification of the safety? There's a lot of regulations, of course, around this. They have to meet before they can release this technology to a different market. For example, India might have a different standard compared to Australia. Australia might have a different standard compared to USA. So they have to meet every single country's standard before they can implement this technology in their country. Of course, from stage 11 to 15 would be technology adoption, and stage 15 would be the IPO. The IPO expected to happen anything between 2018 and 2020, but we don't really have a date that it will take at this particular date. So I always say that let's target 2020. In terms of investment, 2 years, 2.5 years, 3 years is nothing. Because when you see at the level of return, you'll be surprised and you'll be mad not to do it. So there's a huge interest in this technology from government level. Of course, this has been received very well. There's delegation from Turkey visited the technology center. Of course, the Belarus, the prime minister and the ministers actually visited the park recently. And then Australia, this guy Rod Hook, he was the CEO, is the former CEO of one of the transport in Australia. And he's also partner now with Skyway to make sure that this happen in Australia. He's working in parallel with Skyway to make sure the first project also taking place in Australia. Recently, I saw Unitsky looking at the steel plant in Australia, so that means he's already preparing to kick off that project in Australia. And then we have Tanzania, we have Ireland. Of course, that is I'm not sure is that the current transport minister of Ireland or the former transport minister of Ireland. And then we have Russia, we have Ukraine, we have more countries. Of course, this is India. There was a huge technology show in India, and they signed the contract for a couple of, at least 3 projects in India, that the commercialization project will take place in India. You can see Dalai Lama blessed Skyway, Mr. Unitsky personally, for what he's doing for the world. And this technology literally can save the world. Of course, it's been received very well in Philippines. If you look at Philippines geography, it is a lot of different islands around the country. So to link those, it would dramatically enhance the economy of that country, and it reduces the it actually reduces the time it takes for the movement. Right now, people go by through ships and boats. This is Ethiopia. And of course, we've been invited to go to Ethiopia to present to the government, and they are going through the legal loops of it, the legal loops, and trying to secure an investment from China. Before they do anything, they have to go through China. There was a huge exhibition in Indonesia. It was well received. I think Indonesia also wants this in their country. If you look, Indonesia, Malaysia, and Philippines, they are having the same problem. There's too many islands. how do you link them together? The only way they link right now is through bots. But is there any other system to link them? Of course, we have the system for them. So you're probably asking, like, all good. Technology sounds amazing. I've talked to many people. They say the same thing. Technology is amazing, but how do I come in? What is it for me? How do I benefit from this? Of course, you can come as an investor and you can invest in technology. Of course, there are some legalities that I have to make sure that I'm not selling you this as an investment. If you remember on the first slide that Mr. Unitsky and Mr. Kudratov formed a company called Skyway Investment Group, and Andrei Kudratov providing educational, and Mr. Unitsky providing the technology. So what does that mean? That means is you buying educational investment. In return, you're also getting pre-IPO share. And this pre-IPO share is coming as a bonus. But when you receive the certificates comes directly from Unitsky. That means you are entitled to that share. When the company goes to IPO, you can sell your share if you wish to. So for that, there are different educational packages available. You can choose to invest on a monthly basis if you wish to. You can invest as little as $10 per month for 10 months, in total of $100 for 1,000 Skyway pre-IPO shares. If you have more money, imagine that you have $1,000 and you can do that for 10 months. $1,000 for 10 months, that's $10,000. And you will receive 1.35 million shares, pre-IPO share, as an equity. When we go to IPO, you can sell them. Of course, you can do 5,000 if you wish to. That's $50,000. After 10 months, then you get 7.7 million shares. We also have a option that you can do all at one go. So because we're using the crowdfunding investment platform, we cannot actually exclude people who have less money. So people can invest as little as $5 all the way to $100,000. So if you invest $5, of course you get less share. If you look for the dollar per share, you're paying a lot of money for if you're investing a small amount. So $5 you get 15 share, pre-IPO share. If you invest $10, you get 80. You can see per dollar your share already increased. If you invest $1,000, you're getting 90,000 share. For what it means, for every dollar you're getting 90 share. But if you invest $2,500, you're getting 260,000 share. But if you invest $10,000, you're getting 1.4 million share. So, of course, if you can afford $100,000 through crowdfunding, you can do 17 million pre-IPO shares. So a lot of people ask, what does that mean? Like, what is this pre-IPO share means? When we go to IPO, the minimum the company wants to go to IPO if the share price was worth $1. So we not go to IPO unless the share price is worth $1. Is that possible that the IPO share worth $1? There was a recent evaluation of the company that the company is worth $2.5 trillion. So if you just do the number of shares, 400 billion share in the company, and this is already worth $5. But of course, we haven't built anything. How is that possible? Yes, we haven't built anything. We got the contracts, we filled the order book. If we continue and build this for the next 5 years, and that's how much the company would worth. That's how the evaluation was done by an independent company. So when you get the education, of course, you get education in terms of investment. So that was the basic of capitalization. Academy of Private Investor Lesson 1 and Lesson 2, of course, you can get the financial awareness. Once you go through this course, believe me, you will make a lot of money not wasting your money. Because right now you waste your money in a different way. You're putting into the wrong business. You go and buy a business that you never have a tools to analyze, is that business really worth that much? So once you've done this thing, you can create yourself a financial plan that you can save yourself tons of money in the future. Not just you buying pre-IPO share, that you're buying something that has a lot of value to you if you go through it and you implement it. So once you understand the investment world, I think you can create a lifestyle that is balanced to your need. So you don't have to do what you're doing right now to earn your money. You can earn your money anyhow you want as long as you know what to do. You let your money work for you rather than you work for your money. So the next part of this is for the networking business opportunity. For those of you who are wishing to make money by giving a good idea to people, if you find something good for you, you always tell other people, oh, yeah, this has helped me a lot. But in the majority of cases, you never get compensated for what you actually recommend to other people. So right now, we give you the opportunity that you will be compensated for what you're going to spread the idea. So how we do that? In Skyway, we offer anyone who's over 18 that can take part in this opportunity. And there is absolutely no barrier for you to earn. You can earn from day one if you wish to, but there is a little investment at $8 investment required. In a lot of cases, that's not even required. You don't even have to have that before you can earn. So the potential of earning is unlimited. There is no cap. There's no, we say you having, you put this much money, then you earn this much money. No, there's unlimited cap. There's totally up to you how much you're going to earn. Go out and create for yourself. Write yourself a blank check, and then you go and make it happen. The product you see is a product that you can propose to anyone. In that case, then you have an uncapped audience from people who has money, from people who don't have money. The reason for people who don't have money, they must go work and give this opportunity to other people who has money, then they can earn money to take part in this opportunity as well. So how we do this? We do this through word of mouth. So if it is something good for you, if it is something good for me, it is good for my friend too. So what we do, normally when we find something, a food is good, we talk about it, a movie is good, we talk about it, and we recommend our friend to do that as well. But when it comes to a business, we are very selfish. We never tell other people that it is good for me, that you should do that as well. Of course, because of the competition, you don't want them to come and take some pieces of pie from you. But here is different. When you tell people, you will earn some commission from that as well. So of course, we offer you to earn money today, now, present, and we offer you money to earn in the future. So how do you earn money now? If you recommend this to anyone who happens to take part and invest in the company, then you will earn commission through the network straight away, no question asked. As long as the people come through you, they done an investment, you will receive your commission. And then if you are really good and you can bring a lot of people and you can help them and you can educate them to do what you're doing, then you become company representative. Once you become company representative, then the company pays for your business cost, and we will look into that very shortly. And also, if you have link to the government, this is of course not for everyone, for a certain people who has link, who know what to do, how to say things. Of course, you need to go to the company and get the training for that as well. You can start initiate a project. You can have a local project, and you can earn from that local project too. And if you know people who are worth millions, and of course they cannot invest through crowdfunding, but they can do directly to the company through you. Because you link them to the company also give you a small commission for that because you done some work. No work gone without compensation. So what we do tomorrow when we finish with this part today, tomorrow, of course, when the company goes to IPO, you can sell your share and you pocket a huge amount of money in your pocket and go enjoy your life. Or you can do sell half of it and keep the other half and get paid dividend. Depends what your strategy is, and you can create this yourself and enjoy the life and a financially secure life for the next generation. There are different positions in the company, so you have to grow and you have to climb. Everybody start as a client and they became partner by just signing a couple of documents and agreeing to the terms and conditions the company adhere to. And then from partner, you have to involve two partner and do at least $50 investment yourself. Then you become an agent. To go an agent to a consultant, you need at least 4 agents. To become an agent, of course, they need 2 partners. then you become a consultant. And consultant level, you have to have at least 300 and above investment commitment from yourself. And then you go to manager, lead manager, top manager, president, advisor, and president. Of course, this will take time, and this is not for everybody. A lot of people just come in for investment purpose, and people who come as a business builder, that some people come and actually skid very quickly. And there are people in my business that they are actually exceeding and overtaking me as well. So that's good, because then at least I don't have to worry about working with them, because they are so good, they can do the job better than me. And that is your ultimate goal, to attract those kind of people in your business. So this is the compensation plan. As a partner, you will earn three-level commission. Doesn't matter you have invested yourself or not. So if you bring people into your first level and they did an investment, you earn 8% of whatever they invest. If they bring people into the business, they fall on your second level, you earn 7% of whatever they invest, as long as it's done within the crowdfunding criteria. So on the third level, 3%. So once you move to an agent level, you get 8%, 7%, 5%, 4%. So as an advisor, you can actually unlock the unlimited level. What it means is you're earning between 1.5% to 3% from level 6 onward. It doesn't mean that you're earning a lot of money from every person. You're earning a small amount of money from a lot of people once you start growing teams. This is specifically for people who are team builder. They dedicate their life to actually go and build a business, and they can make good money out of it. So again, with manager, you're getting 3 to 4% from level 6 onward. As a lead manager, you get 4 to 5%. As a top manager, you're getting 5 to 6%, and eventually 8% to maximum from level 6 onward. So what happens, to break it down into a very understandable way, is 35% of every dollar raised by the company goes to the marketing plan. The other money goes to the company to develop the technology. So that is a very fair. Of course, compared to other companies, we're selling product, we're selling cryptocurrency, and other form of digital product, we're not paying as much, because we need the money to develop the technology, which is where the big money comes in. For those of you who have 1 million and 2 million shares, you'd be surprised how much money you will have in the future when we go to IPO. And in the meantime, you can also create yourself an income right now that you can enjoy your life as well. You don't have to wait 2 to 3 years and say, I want to enjoy life 2 to 3 years. The plan is right in front of you. You can go out and do it. So from a big contract, then of course, this is above 100K. If you bring people in, you will get 5% cash straight away into your pocket. Let's imagine that a person invested $1 million into the company. You will get $50,000 straight away as a cash. Pre-IPO equity is no longer available. This is, of course, for the people. Different stage. Right now, I'm not sure what that pre-IPO amount of share would be for the investors, but there used to be, you get some pre-IPO equity as well, but you don't get that anymore. So once you become a company representative, this is what you're going to get. You get one level commission, which is up to 6%. What does that really mean? So imagine that you are in the UK and you became a company representative in the north of UK. So whatever the investment comes from the north of UK, you are entitled to 6% of that. Of course, the company has a budget for that. They price that already in. So as an example, if you are raising $100 as an investment, your monthly commission would be $6,000. That goes directly to you. But if you're raising 1 million, then of course that would be $6,000 straight away. Of course, everybody can work on that area. Because you are the company representative, you'll be earning the money. And then project initiation, of course, the level of commission is different, because some of the work might not be done by you. It might be done by other people, because you just put the two things together. You could earn commission between 5 to 10% of the project value that is less than $100 million. So what does that mean? Let's just take a look at this particular project. An airport in Prague City, as approximately 12 kilometers to the city center. The average cost per kilometer, let's say $8 million per kilometer. So that is worth $100 million project. So your commission is going to be between $5 to $10 million. Just imagine you just do one deal and how much money you're going to make. If you're in the network marketing business, this is it for you, my friend. You don't have to work, you don't have to sell product every single day, have a monthly billing and auto shipping, and you just literally work on one project, you make $5 to $10 million, and that's it. And a lot of network marketers never make that in their entire life, and you can make it just with one project. Of course, this is not going to be easy. You have to go through a lot of bureaucracy, a lot of paperwork to get this done. You need to be trained for this. So how to do it, how to approach the local government. Of course, everyone cannot go to the local government and knock their door and say, hey, I've got the Skyway for you. That wouldn't work that way. You have one chance and you make sure that you use that chance properly. Ladies and gentlemen, we come to the point that we are opening for question and answer. Make sure that you write your question in the chat box. So I'm going to monitor the chat box that I make sure that I answer your question. For those of you who have writing your question, let me just check the chat box. Okay, just give me a second. So we don't have any question on the chat box. Either I did a really good job or did a terrible job that you guys haven't understood anything from it. So this is the time that you make a decision that is right for you. Of course, I cannot make a decision for you. So what I have done here is I given you the presentation, the facts and figures. You can do your own independent research. Go to some Indian website, newspaper, and type, because a lot of the things happening right now in India in terms of commercialization, and the newspaper are filled with information regarding the transport ministers talking about this project. Prime Minister is actually visiting. The Prime Minister of Belarus is visiting India, and they talking about this project together. So there's a lot of things happening at the state level, and of course, there's always two sides to everything. When you go online and do research, you can find positive and negative things. You go online and talk about. Let's just check. You go online, do research about the U.S. government. Half people say U.S. government is fraud, scam, Ponzi, and half of people would die for it to defend it. You just do an experiment, you find that it is everything has two sides. The people who are writing negative, they are using negative marketing. So make sure that you write your answer. Negative marketing. I'm very familiar with negative marketing because that's how human psychology works. So just imagine you go down the road and it's sunny days and it says like a newspaper headline says a beautiful beach, you can spend like 3 days there. You just walk by and you never pay attention to that. And then you go to the next shop and it says a tornado is heading your way, and you'd be like clapping yourself, and you pick up that newspaper, you buy, and you're going to read it and say what the hell is happening. So because your brain evolved in a way that it protects you. So people using that against you at a lot of cases, because a lot of this reviews and article is actually designed in a way that they sell you, advertise. When you go to their website, they call click rebate. You making money for them. So make sure that you are not the one. You're losing a good opportunity because somebody sitting in their bedroom with their pants, not even have probably pants on, actually doing the thinking for you. Make sure you do the thinking for yourself and you come to the right conclusion and you make the right decision. Of course, when it comes to investment, invest what you can afford to lose. Don't go borrow money from your friend, from the banks, or rob the bank to invest in something that is risky. Of course, I'm not saying this is risk-free. The risk is getting less and less because we are very close to commercialization. We're very close to for the certification of the project to come in. But of course, there is risk in everything. Whatever we do, there is risk. So you have to take everything into consideration before you do your investment. So God bless you. Make sure you go back to the person who invited you here, shake his hand and say, thank you very much for inviting me and showing me this opportunity, because this opportunity, this technology has the potential to change your life forever. And I really mean that. And I I'm so much passionate about this technology that I would talk to anyone and everyone who I meet. So make sure that you do the same thing. You once you hear about this technology, get yourself and learn as much as you can before you can open your mouth and talk to your friend. Or you can simply copy and send the video. When you go to YouTube and just type Skyway technology, you come up with a lot of videos. Send one or two videos to your friend, let them check out, and then they're going to ask you, say, what the hell is this you sent me? And say, oh, there is a webinar, there is a live meeting happening here and there. Then you can bring them there. They start learning about this technology themselves, and then let them take the decision. Don't persuade people, don't convince people, so they can take decision. God bless you, and I hope you're going to be one day part of this technology with a secure financial future ahead of you.